second session of the day of one-week faculty development program on AI tools for effective implementation of outcome-based education, jointly organized by OB Self and Internal Quality Assurance Cell. Today, we are joined by our expert speaker, Dr. Prasad V. Joshi, sir. Now, I would like to request Professor Ritesh Banpurkar to kindly come forward and extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guest, Dr. Prashant V. Joshi, sir. We welcome you, sir. It is with a great pleasure that we welcome Dr. Prasad Joshi, sir, an eminent academician, researcher, and our distinguished guest today. Dr. Joshi holds a PhD in mechanical engineering from NIT Raipur, with his research focusing on analytical modeling for vibration analysis and cracked isotropic and orthotropic plates. He also holds an MTech from REC Kurukshetra and BTech from GEC Amravati, both with a strong academic record. With over 22 years of teaching experience and 2 years in industry, Dr. Joshi has made a significant contribution to the field of mechanical engineering. His technical expertise is backed by proficiency in modern tools and programming including MATLAB, Analysis, ProE and AutoCAD, Python-based machine learning and simulation environments, VBOTs and ROS. Dr. Joshi's research portfolio is both extensive and impactful with 29 SCI index journal publication with 30 Scopus journal articles and 20 conference presentations. He has successfully guided more than 13 PhDs and MTech theses. Currently, he is leading a major sponsored project worth ₹35 lakhs in the area of vibration analysis. Dr. Joshi's blend of academic excellence and research acumen and a passion for teaching makes him an inspiring presence among us today. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Prasad V. Joshi, sir.
I personally had an opportunity to present mechanical engineering department in front of the NBA committee 3 times. One in a private institution in Chhattisgarh, Bhilai. Second at NIT Raipur, and third at IIIT Nagpur. I represented 3 times in front of NBA committee, one of the departments. So basically, whenever NBA or outcome-based education comes to our mind, we think of making many files, many data are required, student data, faculty data, research papers. I have seen here it was written that NBA accredited programs BTech in mechanical and electrical engineering. What does this mean? It doesn't mean that you have some data kept in your files. No, it doesn't mean that. It means that you have a system in place and you are thinking, you have system in place which can think from result to action. What you want to achieve at the end, and from that result you are directing your actions. For example, a new institute like IIIT Nagpur, what should be the end outcome? So the faculty members, the stakeholders, the students, they sit together and identify for themselves what should be the outcome in first year. After 1 year, where should I stand as a faculty, as a student, and as an institute? That is the basic spirit of outcome-based education. But in the implementation part, many institutes end up in just piling papers in files and just clear the NBA visit and then they forget about it. So that is not the spirit of outcome-based education. So let us begin with the difference between output and outcome. Suppose I do some degree, 4-year degree in engineering, I get a degree certificate, that is my output. The quantity of learning that I have undergone 4 years, that is my output. But what is the outcome? What are the skills I have gained? Can I design some air conditioning system for this room? If yes, then that is my outcome. So the quality of knowledge is outcome, the skills acquired is outcome, and OBE is all about outcome based education, okay, not the output based education. So in the first part I will be going quickly through the basics of how to implement. Of course, these all slides have been taken from institutes like CFTIs, where they have implemented based on these principles. I have deliberately not named any institute here, but be sure these principles have been taken from institutes where an OBE has been implemented successfully. You might have heard that many IITs, they don't go for NBA or outcome based education. Why? Because they are already above the level of OBE. Like for example, IIT Bombay. Each faculty member of IIT Mumbai is a OBE faculty in himself. What does that mean? He teaches the course which is accredited by many industries. Suppose I want to teach refrigeration, air conditioning. What should I do? I should frame a syllabus for it by looking into the syllabus of other institutes, and then I should take input from industries, the refrigeration, air conditioning industries, their input into my syllabus. So I should get my syllabus of RAC approved by the industry. And you can write below the syllabus that this syllabus has been approved by Blue Star, for example. So a student who undergoes that course becomes eligible to get some job at Blue Star. Another thing is we must incorporate in the syllabus what is going on in that technology field, what is the latest trend, that should be added. So syllabus is not a thing that we once design it and use the same notes or same syllabus for many years or so. It has to be upgraded continuously, and that was the idea behind making institutes autonomous, so that they can upgrade their syllabus time to time. So the key focus of outcome based education is program outcomes. What outcome we want for students, what outcome we want for faculties. Good institutes where OBE has been implemented, they focus on not only outcome in the form of students, but outcome in the form of faculties. That is the difference I have observed in outcome based education in a private institute at Bhilai and NIT Raipur or IIIT Nagpur. The CFTIs focus on outcome based education for the faculties, and that gets transferred to the students. So unless we set some targets for the outcomes from faculty, the students would not benefit. That is one of my experiential learning. Then course outcomes, programs outcome, mapping of the COs and POs, and continuous improvement. Continuous improvement means, suppose my institute has been accredited for 5 years, it doesn't mean that I should not do anything for 5 years. अगली बार जब आएगा 4 साल हो जाएंगे तब फिर से तैयारी शुरू करेंगे. No, the system is in place so that this continuous improvement, quality improvement is taking place year on year. That is the meaning of accreditation. Generally, this is a closed loop. OBE is a closed loop which starts with vision, mission, PEOs. I will tell a recent example on vision, mission. Our BOG chairman, Shri Ravi Sharma ji, he is president of India Telecommunication Equipment Manufacturing. He is our BOG chairman, IIIT Nagpur. He visited 3-4 months back, and he scolded us for not having a good vision. You might have seen the vision and mission of IIIT Nagpur. And he pointed out many mistakes in our vision and mission. And within minutes he was able to see that this vision mission, you haven't prepared it, but you have taken it from somebody else and you have just put some words together and you have copied it. It's not your vision mission. So if your vision mission is wrong, you cannot implement OBE. So what is vision mission? the stakeholders, especially the faculty members. Suppose we have a department of mechanical engineering department sits together, and depending on the expertise available amongst the faculty, they decide that where we want to be after 5 years. We want to be known as a research institute in which area. We want to be known as a known for the environment of teaching learning, or known for internships, or known for practical hardware projects that we make. So any of the targets can be set, and that can be encoded in the form of vision. And practical actions to implement that vision is known as mission. From mission, we can have the program educational objectives and the outcomes in the form of COs and POs. They are measured by direct and indirect method. They are analyzed, and again, what corrective action needs to be done. This system is in place, then we get what is known as NBA accreditation. This is a typical flowchart of hierarchy followed in most of the universities in India. This is not essential to follow. This is an example of most universities in India follow. If this system is in place, it is somewhat easy to implement OBE. So it starts with PAC, Program Advisory Committee. Then we have Board of Studies for each department, and standing committee or special committees for each department. Of course, the BOG and academic council can be there. So with this organization in place, OBE implementation becomes easy. Got it? If we don't have such organization, the department will cater to shortcut means of implementing OBE, and it will be just collection of papers and making some files to be presented in front of the committee. That's it. So this is the process of defining vision and mission followed in CFTIs. You can see on the right hand side, have you seen this vision mission? Our vision is to remain a leading national institute in India. This vision is of IIT Bombay. The mission, our mission of IIT Bombay again. So you can see they are already a leading institute. Their vision is to remain a leading institute. So we can write our vision is to become a leading national institute recognized for excellence in education, research, innovation across diverse fields, contributing significantly to national economy and global competitiveness. So vision sets us a target, and you can read the mission which makes the vision into some actionable states. So this is the procedure followed by IIT Bombay without implementing OBE. They haven't implemented OBE, but this is the procedure they follow for vision mission. So they have institute vision mission, from that derived is department vision mission, and they have three committees in fact, departmental level committee, program advisory committee, and BOS, Board of Studies. And these three committees deliberate on the departmental vision and mission. Finally, that is accepted by the academic council before it is disseminated in amongst the students. Then, like as I said, I should get my syllabus accredited from industry, as well as it should contain what are the recent technological advances. I should include that in my course. So I was hearing the last Professor Auri was speaking. So there are some courses like in our institute we have IT workshop, information technology workshop. And if you go to website and try to search for the syllabus of IT workshop, there is no syllabus. So it depends on the faculty what he wants to teach in the syllabus of IT workshop in that semester. Suppose he happens to visit some industry, say TCS, and he identifies some area for example, robotics, and he can teach robotics in IT workshop for the students of electronics or computer science in that semester. Next semester, he will teach machine learning. So that flexibility is essential in order to have a continuous improvement or the closed loop feedback system. So faculty, student, alumni, and subject experts. These subject experts can be from the industry or other academic institutes. And this is the way a syllabus has to be approved. You can see first name is faculty. You can have some alumni students or the current students also in syllabus framing. Because what happens is, we can design some syllabus without considering the needs of the students who is going to take that syllabus. That may happen. So we need to take into consideration the current students' opinions, what they have learned already. Are they feeling heavy? What prerequisite is there for our syllabus? The current student will be able to judge it that this we have studied already, so we can go ahead in this unit and this syllabus. Of course, it has to be approved by Board of Studies and Academic Council or Senate. And then the final syllabus, once approved, goes to teaching learning. Actually, it is taught. And again, the COPO attainment and student performance is measured. And again, it goes to departmental committee. So this shows that syllabus framing is not a one-time job. It has to go year on year, and that is the reason you find most of the IITs, they have very small syllabus, one paragraph written only. It is not unit wise also, only one paragraph syllabus, and what they teach actually is quite different. So we all know what is a course outcome. So student outcome. So what is the acquired knowledge, application acquired knowledge, and not the theoretical knowledge, that is known as course outcome. Program educational outcomes are broad statements that the professional achievements from the program a graduate is to achieve within his study in the institute. And these program educational objectives, they are generally indirectly written down. These PEOs can be different for each institute. Once again, when we start preparing for OB, implementing OB, what we do is we see some other institute and what are their PEOs, and we just change some words and then apply it to our institute. But that is not the spirit of OBE. So these PEOs can be anything. For example, aeronautical engineering. So the first one, PE01, can be common to all the engineering branches: academia, military, innovative, industry, government. Solving engineering problems, life cycle of aircraft systems, that is specific to aeronautical engineering. Some aeronautical branch may write down, instead of aircraft, they can write down spacecraft systems. So this shows that you have an expertise in your department about spacecrafts. So what expertise, what domain experts we have in our department, they should sit together and write down these PEOs. Then the program outcomes. We know all the program outcomes, they are written here also, PO01 to PO12. So they are well known to everyone. Assessment. The assessment of outcomes is basically two ways. One is direct assessment and one is indirect assessment. And once again, I am repeating the same thing, that we just do the assessment for preparing files. We don't do assessment in the right spirit. If we do the assessment as per the guidelines of NBA, then we will come to know what we are teaching and what students are getting. If we can quantify the outcome, suppose I set a target of 5 for my course and the students are getting 2.2, as outcome by the calculations of attainment and assessment. So we can improve the course, we can improve the teaching learning, we can add some project, we can add some problem-based learning, we can add some industrial visit, we can add some guest lecture and improve that 2.2 and make it 3 in 1 year. So that is very essential to implement the OBE in spirit. So theory course, laboratory course, project work, these are all the direct tools, and the indirect tools can be surveys or the feedback received from the stakeholders. What is the perception of the institute in the society? That is also considered as indirect assessment. So we'll directly look into the attainment and assessment in the last part of the presentation by taking an example. So these are the things which NBA looks for to grant accreditation status to some institute: student performance, faculty contribution, and continuous improvement, and teaching learning. So each course must have course outcomes, and it is generally said that the course outcomes for each course should be same in number. Suppose I am teaching refrigeration and my course outcomes are 5, and somebody is taking heat transfer, then his course outcomes are 4 only. So that is allowed, that is no compulsion that all courses should have same number of course outcomes. For example, see the course title, heat and mass transfer, and you can see all these 7 course outcomes, they are actual outcomes, they are not copied. They are, if you see the syllabus of this heat and mass transfer, you can feel that these outcomes can be achieved by studying the syllabus. So course outcomes have to be directly linked with the course content or syllabus, and they should reflect the gist of the syllabus. So by looking into the course outcomes, I should feel attracted to that course. Like in the last session also we were seeing that there are some elective courses. At IIIT Nagpur, what happens is, in 3rd year and final year, no course is compulsory for students. They have slot A, slot B, slot C, slot D. And for slot A, I float my course, say finite element method, computer graphics. Somebody else floats his course as robotics. Now it's up to students to take which course from slot A. All are electives. So depending on the course outcome, the students see the course outcome, what would I get from studying this course, and they choose that course. So what happens is, each faculty is on his toes because his course would not be selected if he doesn't make the course outcome attractive. The course contents are not industry ready. CO-PO mapping, we know this. We can map the CO with PO with 1, 2, 3, or to a scale of 1 to 3, or to a scale of 1 to 5 also. 5 means CO maps heavily with this PO, and 1 means it is lightly matching with the PO. And then we know the how to frame COs, the course outcomes. Bloom's taxonomy you might have heard, so I will not take that part. And some questions should be from the remembering part, some should be from the understanding, some should be from analyzing, some should be from design or application part. So on the basis, we have at IIIT Nagpur formulated this reforms policy, and the contents are assessment strategy, then quality assessment, and these are the appendices showing the model question papers, etc. Question papers based on OBE. So the assessment strategy for outcome-based education is a 2-step process. One is bringing clarity to POs. I am sure many institutes who have got accredited, their students don't know what are POs. Student hardly sees COs. So what at IIIT Nagpur we did is, we don't offer the syllabus to the students. We don't give syllabus of the course to the student. We just supply the course outcomes. In this way, they read the course outcomes. And if they are interested, then the faculty members gives them the syllabus. And he sees now that the course outcomes can be achieved by studying this syllabus or not. So that in that way, we have popularized the course outcomes and program outcomes amongst the students. So suppose PO03 is design development of solutions. Now what are the competencies needed to achieve this PO03? So he should be able to demonstrate an ability to define a complex open-ended problem, alternative design solution generation, then choosing some optimal design, and advanced engineering design. These are the competencies required to achieve the program outcome 3. Then we have introduced, if in fact many CFTIs have this common parameter that is known as performance indicator. Performance indicator has been integrated with the question papers of not only the sessionals but the end sem exams also. So we'll take a look at performance indicator. This is the performance indicator PI 1.1.1. So what is PI performance indicator 1.1.1 is that number you can give, but for each course we should have what does this 1.1.1 mean. It should be written somewhere for each course, and that should be mapped with competency. So we define syllabus, course contents, the course outcomes. We map the course outcome with the program outcomes. We define the competencies from the CO-PO mapping. Suppose the refrigeration course CO1 maps with PO1. So for achieving PO1, what competencies I should acquire by studying refrigeration? Those list of competencies should be there, and based on the competencies, what are the indicators? That list should also be there with me. That will help us in measuring the attainment and assessment of the program outcomes. So each program outcome, see program outcome 1 has got 3 competencies, and each competency is indicated by these performance indicators. So this is a typical example of mechanical engineering competency, the list of competency and list of indicators. So 1.1, demonstrate competence in mathematical modeling. This is a competency, this is a skill. And how it is indicated? Apply mathematical techniques, calculus, apply advanced mathematical techniques to solve mechanical engineering problems. So in this way, we should have competency and indicators for each unit of the syllabus. So this is PO8. For example, PO08 is ethics. So ethics competency can be demonstrate an ability to recognize ethical dilemmas. This is a skill. Everybody may not be competent to have this program outcome ethics. So what are the indicators for ethical dilemmas? Identify situations of unethical professional conduct and propose ethical alternatives. That is the indicator. Similarly, for communication, I deliberately put this PO communication because it is quite easy to understand the indicators of communication. So if somebody is proficient or somebody is competent in communication, then he should be able to read, understand, interpret technical and non-technical information. That is the indicator. Then lifelong learning, you can go through these indicators. So it's a good idea. This really helps in the calculation of attainment and assessment of POs if we have indicators with us. Bloom's taxonomy, I will skip. So these are the levels: remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create for Bloom's taxonomy. So these remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating, this is not for just making the course outcomes, but this is for making the question papers of the exams. So some questions in the paper should be based on remembering, some should be on creating. You can skip the creating part in the question paper, but you can add it in the mini project or course project or problem-based learning. So all these 6 things should be covered either in your exam papers or through problem-based learning or minor project or any evaluation technique. So this is a list of competencies based on program outcome and its indicators. So the question paper design. First one in Bloom's taxonomy levels is remember. So what skill a student will demonstrate if he sees a question in a question paper based on this remember. So list, define, describe, state, recite, these are all things which demonstrate remembrance of the student. So such question should be there in our question paper. Sample examples. State Ohm's law. So this state Ohm's law is describing the first level, remembering of the Bloom's taxonomy. Right truth table. What is a pointer to a pointer? All these are demonstrating the skill of remembering. Then understanding. See the questions of understanding. Explain the importance of sustainability in engineering design. So this first question, the student has to think what is the importance. So he has to understand the concept of sustainability and apply it in engineering design, then only he will be able to answer. So this understanding level is more above the remembering level. Again, sample question. So you can see a program here. Suppose it's a algorithm. It can be in any language, whether C or Java. So he has to understand the logic to answer it. So this is a sample question of understanding. Then apply. See the sample questions of apply. Model and realize the following behaviors. Turning on a burglar alarm only during night time when the locker door is opened. So night time the locker door opens and the alarm should go on. So that you have to model. So you not only have to remember the concepts, technical concepts, you have to understand them and then apply here in order to switch on the alarm. So these questions, the application part of what they have understood can be asked in this way. Again, these are the application based questions. Analyze. See the sample question. So at well-established institutes like IIT Bombay, the faculty sets the question paper and he only evaluates the answer sheets, he only teaches the student, he is the one who is setting the question paper also. Because each faculty is OBE in himself, he knows what technological advancement are going in that field and his syllabus is accredited already. But where such faculties are not available, so what we can do is, we have a system called moderation of question papers. At IIIT Nagpur, what we do, suppose I set some question paper for my subject, then some other two faculty members will evaluate the weightage of question paper, whether it is of good quality or not, or all the questions are just explain, write down, list out or not. So the two moderators, they moderate the question paper whether the Bloom's taxonomy is followed or not. There are some questions which are application oriented, which are analysis oriented, which are understanding oriented, and finally remembering oriented. So such type of system really helps. See question number 8, for example, C programming. So we can write a program to check a C code whether parentheses are balanced or not, the brackets are balanced or not. So this is application oriented, then evaluation oriented, creation oriented questions. So this is at the last of the question paper. Level 2, 36, then level 4, 18, level 3, 46. So what are these 36, 46, 18? These are the weightage of marks in the question paper. So for example, I am taking sessional 1 for my course and I gave this 18, 36, 46. In sessional 2 exam of the same question paper, I should not give 46 to this area. I should reduce it and I should increase the 18 part. So at the place of 18, there will be a larger number in second sessional exam. Got it? So we'll come back to the appendix D, sampling scoring rubrics later on. Let us see a question paper. Can it be opened, sir? That question paper link is there. See, this is a course called Advanced Geotechnical Engineering. Question 1A. You are appointed as a site engineer and he's been tasked to carry out the investigation of dam construction site. It has got 8 marks and the course outcome is CO01. Bloom taxonomy level is L3 and program outcome is 1 and program indicator code is 1.3.1. So this will help us in making the calculation of whether this question corresponds to which CO and that CO corresponds to which PO. So the attainment becomes very easy if we follow such type of system for question papers. Next, at the last. See this one. Course outcome wise marks distribution. So this is suppose sessional 1 exam paper and CO1 is 14 marks and CO7 is 20 marks. In sessional 2, I should not give more marks to CO7 because that is already covered in CO1 or the sessional 1 exam. So that has to be done in all the exams. The total weightage to each CO should be equal. That has to be kept in mind while designing the question papers. बंद करेंगे इसको. So this is say S1, S2, S3, S4 is student and T1, or T1, T2, T3, you can say these are the number of tests, test 1, test 2, then the mid-sem exam and the end-sem exam. So student 1 scored 30 marks in test 1, 40 marks in test 1 for CO2, because test 1 consists of CO1 and CO2 related questions. So CO2 T1, CO1 T1 means test 1, but the question was CO1 and CO2 respectively. So maximum column is there, maximum marks are 50 and cutoff we decided to be 25. Above cutoff, how many students are there, and the CO value 1. In this way we can do the CO attainment calculations, and this can very easily be automized. If we don't have any ERP or MIS, we can simply do this in Excel also. Microsoft Excel can also be used to calculate the attainment of CO like this. So target marks for each CO is 50%. So if we set the target marks as 50%, so CO attainment level 0 means what? Number of students above target below 50%. How many students are there below 50%? Then the CO attainment level will be 0. If CO attainment level is 3, then number of students above target is 75%. So this means that 75% of students have got marks greater than the 50% marks. So if such is the case, we will put level 3 as the CO attainment. So finally, each of the CO has to be converted into a number, a measurable number. For example, CO1, test 1 10%, test 2, then model final attainment is 2.22. You can see the number in the last column. CO5 has been attained 2.66. And what is the maximum attainment? 3. In the previous slide we have seen maximum attainment level for any CO is 3. You can make it 0 to 5 also, 0 to 4 also. So out of 3, 2.66 has been the attainment. And if this attainment is 2.66 out of 3, we don't need to change the course content. We don't need to change the syllabus or teaching learning method. That justifies the attainment of the CO. So these criteria can be decided, as I said, last slide I have shown 0 to 3. This is from 0 to 5. You can make the attainment levels from 0 to 5 like this. Then HH, MM and LL, these are also attainment levels. 1 stands for low, 2 for medium and 3 for high. So course outcomes, when mapped with the program outcomes, they are in terms of a number 1, 2, 3. And finally the PO attainment calculation takes place like this. So we'll discuss this with a example. See, this one is the example. So you can see all are integers. In the last row, program outcome attainment, some numbers are there, 2.04, 2.40. These show that out of maximum 3, PO7 is 1.93. So in next semester, we need to focus on PO07, which is less attained for this batch. So suppose for some course, the target is 2.5 and attainment of PO is 2.3. Then we need to have some corrective action, that is action 1, contextual learning in the course to associate classroom teaching with real world experience. Action 2, the new courses are introduced in the civil engineering so that the attainment of this PO increases. Because target was 2.5 and the actual attainment was 2.3. So the actions can be like this. So this is what we have seen. COPO, their mapping, competency, performance indicators, how to design a question paper, based on Bloom's levels and the POCO attainment, and finally continuous improvement. So in order to have best OBE in our institute, these are the four things. First is clearly define learning outcomes, where we want our students to be after 3 years or 5 years. That should be decided first. Then based on those decided outcomes, we should align our curriculum and assessments with our outcomes, and then engage stakeholders. This is the most common missed thing in most of the institutes. They don't engage stakeholders. Vision, mission, COPO, 2-3 faculty बैठ जाते हैं और सारे subject के COPO बना देते हैं. So that should be avoided. Involvement of stakeholders is essential. The stakeholders are not only students and faculties, but some academic expert or industry accreditation for the course is also essential. That is the reason in NPTEL also, if you search for some course on NPTEL, at the end of the course it is written that this course has been accredited by Blue Star or this company. Then how to identify best practices in OBE. So one of the best practice can be measurable learning outcomes. This is one of the best practice, and it should be essential in all institutes. Measurable learning outcomes. So how to have this best practice as measurable learning outcomes? You have to make the outcomes relevant. You cannot say that you cannot have very impractical outcomes. They have to be, because once we set down the outcomes, we have to strive to achieve them, so they should be feasible outcomes. Then second step is align curriculum, and third one is involve all parties, and it should be a closed loop feedback system, provide continuous feedback and reflection. So now this best practice of clear and measurable learning outcomes is complete without the context, without the resources required, and how to measure it. So three things are there. First we list down the outcome, learning outcome, then how to implement it, then what is the context. Context means what is the actual ground situation and what resources are needed in terms of manpower, time, money, etc., or equipments, and then how to measure it. Then only the best practice would be implemented. So this is a cycle of implementing best practices. So it starts from vision and mission of the institute. So which best practice should we apply as first? So we have to carefully look at our vision and mission, and then only we can have, because suppose IIT Bombay wants to implement outcome-based education. So that implementation of outcome-based education is not a best practice for IIT Bombay. It can be best practice for IIIT Nagpur, but not for IIT Bombay. So it depends on our vision and mission. So best examples of best practice: 1, adopting OBE and making our teaching learning process effective. So the objectives, then the context, resources needed, and how it will be measured. These things will help us in achieving the best practice. Another best practice can be faculty development and research promotion. So what is the context? Once the objectives of this practice are set, we should write down the context. What is the situation right now for research and development in our institute? That has to be written. And then how to improve it so that this best practice is implemented. So awareness is missing. Awareness of various grants, research grants is missing. So why not have a dedicated portal in our institute for internal circulation, in which some member will put on notices of various funding announcements. So that will help everyone. So at IIIT Nagpur we have internal website which operates on the internal LAN. All the funding opportunities in all the countries, they come up, notifications come. And it is not manpower oriented. Nowadays, many apps are there which can fetch the notifications for funding grants, and they put it on the IIIT and Nagpur website. So that is very easily possible to make aware to develop the research and development environment. Then what are the funds needed? So writing down the best practice, its objectives and the context, what is the ground situation, then how to do it, and what are the resources needed, and finally how to measure it. That should be the procedure for implementing any best practice. Now what happens is the best practice is misused also sometimes. I will not name any institute, but in some institutes in Nagpur what is happening is they give target to each faculty that you have to publish 2 SCI papers in this year, you have to publish 1 patent. If you are a professor, you have to publish 1 patent. If you are assistant professor, you have to publish 1 Scopus paper. This way, this is just opposite to what outcome-based education is teaching. So this is not OBE. Okay.